Hello everyone, welcome to TELARIA. It is time, the event we've all been waiting for. It is fight night here at the Bastion Forge, where we're going to pit and finally decide once and for all who is the best starter champion in the game. Head to head, will it be the champion Kael or the challenger Elhain? This is a question that's been on a lot of people's minds, and I gotta tell you, I am absolutely excited for this. I think this is a long time coming, and it's about time the two of them went head to head. Tonight is that night, and I can't imagine a better way to kick off the Christmas season than to offer this fight for all of you tonight. First, before we get into the tail of the tape, we need to go through the rules. Here they are. 1 point for the best time in the dungeon, 1 point for best damage, -1 for failure to complete the dungeon, and a +1 if your opponent fails the dungeon and you do not. For the clan boss, it is 1 point for damage, 1 point for team damage, and should we need it, in case of a tie, the clan boss winner breaks the tie. And I gotta tell you, before we get to the tail of the tape, Kael is obviously starting from an advantage. Being the champion, there is no doubt in my mind that he's starting this 2.0 with the tiebreaker. There's no way Elhain can put up the kind of damage that he can in the clan boss. This is an unkillable comp. This is a comp that requires very certain champions, and to put these two in, Kael has the natural advantage. There will be no defense down. There will be no weaken. There will be 50 turns. So what can Elhain do? Can she make up the difference or not? We'll have to wait and find out, but let's get to the tail of the tape here. Tonight's tail of the tape brought to you by Harris Heller, the person bringing all the music for you tonight. Harris Heller stream and YouTube copyright free, royalty free music for your viewing and listening pleasure. Here it is, Kael versus Elhain. Health points, you've got 31,576 versus 26,035. Attack, you've got the 3858 versus 4263. Defense, 1711, 1669. Speed, 206, 205. Crit rate, 100 versus, or 101 versus 100. Crit damage, 247, 248. And debuff resistance, 100 versus 142. Finally, debuff accuracy, 248 versus 109. And what you have here between the two champions essentially is Kael, needing accuracy, has to sacrifice attack. Their crit rate, crit damage, speeds are virtually identical. Even their defense is within a few notches. So does Elhain's improved attack make up for the fact that the debuff accuracy for Kael gives him the decided advantage with his poison debuffs? He has basically a built-in way to do damage on bosses especially, versus Elhain's slight lead in attack. It is actually a pretty significant difference in damage, but the poisons are the great equalizer. Which of the two are going to come out? We're going to find out right away here. So without further ado, let's bring you to the fight. Let's get ready to rumble. Here is our first dungeon. It is Elhain to go first. She's going to go up against the Ice Golem. This is the team. Typically you see Draco or Ethos in this spot, but we're taking them out, putting Elhain in, and then putting Kael in. All teams will be identical, of course, except for the two champions. That way, no matter what, you can argue the team's good, bad, ugly. It doesn't matter because they both start from the same point. Which one of the two is going to get through quicker? Which one of the two is going to move more damage on the boss? I have to think that Ice Golem is probably Kael's world, because those poisons on the boss are going to be a big difference maker. Of course, you do have a couple of X factors on the times because of Rotos. Is he going to drop down his block revive? Is he going to be able to help the team with multi-hits? Those sort of things. That's going to be a big difference maker here. One thing you notice is that we do have an Arbiter on the team. That is in case of a revive. We want to give both champions. They are rare champions, not usually used here. We want to make sure they have both an equal chance. So here we are at the boss at 53 seconds. Not a bad time, looking pretty good. This is where Elhain has the advantage when there's multiple opponents. She has 2 AoEs and a multi-hit A1, and that is going to be a huge piece of the puzzle, but Kael's poisons are probably going to beat her out when it gets to the boss. So which one of the two can really be the difference maker? We're going to find out. Elhain just finishing up here. She's about 1/3 of the way through the Ice Golem and continuing to go. I got to tell you, Rotos is doing his work. He's already knocked down one, put the other one down, but did not put the block revive. That could be a difference maker in this match. Boom, there's the Ice Golem mechanic. One add back up, but boom, right away Venus goes and gets that defense down right back on it. And Rotos with the block revive. That's going to help the team out. That might be a difference maker for Elhain. Can that be enough for her to squeak out the win here? Or is Kael going to come in and prove why everyone calls him? Oh, Elhain is down. Elhain is down. That does not really matter. Elhain can go down and the team can still win. We're just talking about team effort, but that's going to hurt her damage. She's not going to be able to do damage from the floor. Man, Arbiter has no revive. The damage is done. Boom, Rotos is down. She does not get back up. That's going to really stifle her overall damage. She comes in at a 210 time 1.472 million damage. Now it's Kael's turn. He's going to come in. Man, I think that the fact that Elhain was on the pavement and couldn't get back up right away, that's going to be a big difference maker here. Is it enough? Again, Kael with those poisons when he gets onto that boss, even if he takes a dirt nap, he's still going to be doing damage, especially if he gets that final tick. You almost want the boss to do more turns because that means more ticks of that poison, which is where Kael's going to absolutely bring things back here. So here we go. That was a great first round. They're now working on the second round. The second round can be an absolute nightmare when you get that reflect damage. I gotta tell you, I wish that my reflect damage champions like Fellhound and War Chief had the same level of damage that these guys can put on. Look at that reflect damage. Boom. That's why we brought in Sir Nick. Those shields doing yeoman's work. You see a little bit hit there. There's a little bit of damage. They're all taking a little bit of damage, but the shield's absorbing, at least keeping them up and alive. And here we are, 48 seconds. That's a quicker time. He made it through. He made it through quicker. That's huge. There might have been some RNG involved in that. Of course, keep in mind, we cannot control what the other 4 champions do. If Venus doesn't put up a debuff, if Rotos doesn't do it, there's Rotos' first block revive down, easy enough. Oh, but this time it's the left side that he fails to do a block revive. Very similar to Elhain. It was her the right side, him the left side, but I think his time is looking pretty darn good here. Boom, there it is, revive 1. And they're continuing to this torrid pace. Look at those poisons on. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 5% poisons. That is a key and critical piece. Oh, but now he takes a dirt nap. This is exactly the moment. Oh, Arbiter with the clutch revive. That might be the difference maker right there. Oh, there we go. That's 2 block revives missed, but look at all that poison damage. That's going to really stack up, and he's down again. Kael sleeping again. He can do damage asleep. That is the difference. Oh, here it is. He's just gonna ignore and go for 149. It actually wins, comes in ahead, but oh my, Elhain with the better damage, 1.472 versus 1.410. We're tied at 1 after 1 event. What a doozy of a first event. And here we go right into the spider. This is going to be a trouble for both of them. I'm not sure if either of them are going to be able to complete this. You see the dual Royal Guard. You see, normally this has a Kymar in it. You don't put in Arbiter for this account. You can do some different things, but we wanted to, hey, this is your chance to win the spider, but can you support the Royal Guards between turns? The 2 Royal Guards do not have enough damage to do the spider on their own. Can Elhain or Kael do the supplementary damage to the spiderlings, to the spider, to get them through complete this? This is probably the most harrowing. Oh, look at that. Big hit by the Royal Guard. That's a huge piece. Elhain still up and at him. She's got the 2 AoEs, but I gotta tell you, those poisons again, I cannot say this enough. Kael's poisons will equalize and probably surpass damage. So Elhain needs this as big as possible. Also, keep in mind, the spider, if you get more turns, Kael's gonna do way more damage than Elhain. So the faster time might not be the best option. There's Elhain is down. Some strange camera angle. If cameraman might have fallen asleep, we're not sure. There we go, back to normal. Elhain on the ground. This is gonna be a constant hurt. She has a considerable lower amount of HP, and this is again an issue that we have to have. We got to talk about it because it is absolutely an important piece here, but there it is. It's done 121, 2.164 million damage. 121, that's a pretty good time. Can Kael come in and beat that time? We're gonna find out. Poison versus dual AoE. This is what it's all about, folks. This is exciting as it gets in the spider, the most dangerous of dungeons. Although the Fire Knight's going to be very interesting because, of course, you have the weak affinity here. They're both strong affinity, which is going to help them out. Kael does also have the advantage of more health. There, the Royal Guards do their job. It's down to 50%, but this is where the real work begins. Can Kael do damage? Boom, lands 1 poison on the spider. Total of 3 poisons. That's a nice hit. You gotta remember those poisons on the spiderlings will count towards his final damage as well. Oh, big hit. Oh my, one of the Royal Guards is asleep. That could be an issue. Wow, this is gonna hurt his time. If that Royal Guard, because that's going to actually reduce the cooldown, or actually extend the cooldown by 1 turn. That might be a difference maker in this time, but that might also let Kael catch up on the damage, because he's going to do a lot more damage from his poisons. He now has 1 big, 1 small on the major spider. Boom. Oh, Royal Guard's down. Oh no, Kael's getting hit. Kael is down. Oh, Arbiter takes a hit. Arbiter brings him back up. She says, not today, folks. We're going to make it through this dungeon. Looks like the time is in jeopardy. 121 is the time to beat. Oh, and they're down again. That is pretty much guarantees they're not going to be able to kill this spider in time. There it is. 1 point has already gone to Elhain for the time, but we still have damage. This is where he gets it. Look at the poisons he now has on there. I'm not too sure which of those are Venus and which of those are Kael, but Kael's going to have a lot more opportunity to do damage here, and that's going to probably... That might just be enough. If they can survive, oh my god, everyone's going down. Oh, they're targeting Arbiter now. She doesn't have a revive. Is he going to be able to finish this dungeon? This could be a huge... Oh no, Arbiter's down. There's barely any health left. Can Venus hold out for the victory? There it is! Oh my, with barely any to spare, and Kael's 4 million damage. We're tied 2-2. 4.006 versus 2.164. That was by the skin of their teeth as we head into the dragon dungeon. Wow, what a nail-biter ending. That was nearly over before it began. You cannot recover from that level of failed, but they both made it through the spider. That's got to bode well for both of them. Here we have the dual Royal Guard with the dual debuff. This is a neat little ability. It's kind of like having a pocket Kymar. Round 1 Venus debuffs, round 2 Draco debuffs, and it allows you to make it through here quite quickly. Elhain running through. She did have a little bit of problems on the first round, knocking down 1, but she seems to have recovered pretty nicely. 36 seconds at the dragon, and here we go. This is where Elhain has to hope the Royal Guards and Draco can help her out. They need to help her out. We need to see poisons on this dragon, or Kael will absolutely catch up and surpass, especially with that rough first round. There it goes, 58, 59 seconds. Oh, the dragon with the big hit. And can they knock her out? Oh, that's a slow animation. And 105 goes down, 932,000 damage. That's going to be costly. I think that first round, I think that lost debuff is going to be the difference maker here. This could be Kael putting a decisive victory. We'll find out here. I know in practice he has done under 1 minute runs on this, but so is Elhain, so it is a little bit surprising. Oh my, easy 9 seconds through the first wave. He is going for the jugular early on in the dragon. We're halfway through the events, and Kael is looking to put the challenger away here. Here we go. Oh, wow, Royal Guard took a big hit. This second wave is not going well for Kael. Oh, and we have a Royal Guard down. Again, those are critical. You have to have that Royal Guard. This is going to be the great equalizer. Man, oh man, that first round for Elhain, but Kael on the second round, a Royal Guard down. Can his poisons... Whoa, he landed 3 poisons and a baby poison. That's going to be huge. There's Royal Guard. We're down to half health. What's going to happen? Oh, that's a good amount of tick. Man, this is going to be a nail biter. Can he come in under 105? He's going to do so much damage with those poisons. This is crazy. What's going to happen? Is Kael, does he have enough? And he does. He comes in at 103. He beats her by 2 seconds. And the damage, 1.168 versus 932,000. Those poisons, the difference maker. He lost a Royal Guard, but was still able to pull it out. And now he has a commanding 4-2 lead on the run as we come into the Fire Knight. This is a weak affinity challenge, so this is a tough one for both of them, but here we go. Fire Knight, Elhain first. The support crew for this, Lysandra, you have your Cold Heart, you have Draco and Venus. Again, we talked about Draco and Venus in the last one, a chance for both of them to knock down debuffs. Oh, Draco with a big, clean 16-second first wave. Pretty good considering we have a weak affinity. What's going to happen in this round? Wow, we have everything going as planned. This second round's going to bog down a little bit because of the nature of these champions, but I'm seeing very few weak hits. That bodes well for Elhain. The fewer weak hits she can do, the better. Oh, and see, that is where her A2 is where the waves are hers. Kael only has that 4-hit random hit poison versus boom, 1 and 2. The 1-2 punch of her AoE, A2, and A3. She's 51 seconds onto the Fire Knight. Not a bad time for this composition, and very few weak hits there. She's also got a multi-hit there. That's going to help out. Oh, very nice. Good rotation. The Cold Heart helps open the door. And here we go. Oh, Heartseeker. That was critical. This is open. The Fire Knight's open. She just has to get to the finish line here. Do the damage. Make the damage count. Get it going. Oh, no weak hits there again. And a War Master proc. She wants to make up that 2-point loss on the dragon. We all thought here that the dragon was where she was going to win, at least split, but instead she actually lost considerably. Narrow margins, close only counts, and horseshoes and hand grenades, but here she is. Boom, boom, strong, normal hit after normal hit, no weak hits here. And the Heartseeker at 139, that's a huge number, 139, 926, 023 on the damage. The door is open on the damage for Kael as always, but that Fire Knight time, I gotta tell you, 139 when you're a rare weak affinity, that's a pretty big number for Kael to make up. Can he split this and go in, go in up 2, or is he gonna lose this and we're gonna be a tie game? It's gonna be interesting to find out here. Geez, that's a tough one. Kael just wants to get, this is dangerous. If Draco goes down, it is over for this team, and Draco survives round 1. This is a nail biter. Kael is in trouble. He's been cut, essentially. If you look at it in fighter terms, he's been cut. He's bleeding. Can he stop the bleeding? Can he get through this round without losing Draco? If he loses Draco, this is over. He might not even finish the dungeon. Oh my god, look at Draco has almost, what kind of health is even left? This is on the edge of your seat. Oh, what happened? There was no attack. Oh, Draco survives. That is ridiculous. 53 seconds into the boss. What is going on? Draco holding on by the skin of his teeth. But oh my god, they're not going to get it open. They opened it. There's no turn meter reduction. If he closes this, it is all over. They cannot come. Oh my god, there's a 3-man wipe. This is a game changer in this battle. He was coming into the Fire Knight commanding. Draco took a punch, and now look at it. It is all over. But the crying, they can't finish this. I have seen the pair finish this in the past, I will say, but it's at least an 0-2. It may be an 0-2 with a 2-point swing because of the do not finish versus the finish. What's going to happen here? Can these two pull it off for Kael? Can they pull Kael's ass out of the fire, or are we going to go into the clan boss where we know Kael can win up 5-3? I don't know what's going to happen here. Yeah, it does not look good. It looks like it is over. It looks like the Fire Knight is going to Elhain, and the champion is up against it now. He's going into the clan boss. It is the tiebreaker. We're probably going to win, but there it is. The loss for him, and suddenly we go from a 4-2 to a 5-3 Elhain, right? We've got the 4-2. Elhain gets the 2 points for the Fire Knight wins. Plus, she gets the +1 for surviving when the opponent gets knocked down, and the -1 point deduction for Kael. And now we're 5-3 Elhain going into the clan boss. I mean, I gotta tell you, I think it's over, but can Elhain somehow pull this off? Can the team do more damage? I don't know. What we're gonna do is we're gonna sit back and we're just gonna watch this unfold, and we'll bring the voice back when we have a result here. Stay tuned to a championship fight near you. All right, fast forward it to turn 48, and as expected, Kael is doing short work of the clan boss. I can't imagine him losing this, And it's a little bit unfortunate. Elhain's going to walk into this knowing she's only up by 2. She's got to do 39.07 damage plus her own. She's got to basically do what I think he did 15.9 million damage. I don't know if she can do this, but man, oh man, even the fact that she's even in the conversation is an absolutely crazy. Everyone tells me that Kael is the best. He is the champion. It looks like he's going to hold on, but we can't count our chickens before they hatch. The run still has to happen, so let's let it happen. Let's find out what happens with Elhain's run. Here we are. Man, this gotta hurt. Elhain puts up a huge fight. I mean, the numbers she's putting up are great, but it's nowhere near what it needs to be. She needed to beat 39 million and she needed to beat 15.9 million, and she's gonna do neither. Wow, what a finish to this fight. Goes right down to the wire, but our champ and still reigning champ is Kael. Wow. Final thoughts on the night. An amazing night of fights for you. It was the challenger Elhain going up against Kael, the champion of the starters, and Kael narrowly brings it out by the tiebreaker rule of the clan boss winner being the clan boss winner. So he was, I mean, we knew going into it he was going to be the clan boss winner. We knew that he had the poisons, and that's what makes him so dangerous early on, is that clan boss damage. But we did not know that Elhain was going to... I was shocked when she lost the dragon, and I thought she was down and out. But to come back and beat the fire in a respectable 139 with a do not finish for Kael, absolutely put it in. But we knew that that wasn't going to be enough. It was a 5-3. It was a 4-2 Kael to a 5-3 Elhain swing. But we knew the clan boss was left. Maybe if this included PvP, maybe if this included campaign, maybe the fight would, but that's not how the fight rules went. And so tonight, our reigning champion Kael retains the belt by the narrowest of margins. But the answer to your question, I would say at this point, we have answered a question, and that is Elhain a better champion for those who might have poisoners or expect to have poisoners? That's the thing that everyone asks, and I gotta tell you, it kind of reaffirms my belief that Kael is great for the low spend. Someone who's not going to open up a lot of shards may not find those other poison champions, but if you're pulling, you're probably replacing Kael in the clan boss, and that makes Elhain the better champion for progression. That said, at some point you're probably going to replace them in all these dungeons, so it is kind of ticky-tacky which one's better. At the end of the day, I think the best answer we have is that no matter which one you choose, you're probably going to do very well. I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. I want to remind you to like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the follow button on Twitch. And once again, I want to thank our sponsor for the night, Harris Heller. It is royalty-free music for your listening pleasure on both YouTube and Twitch. You do not need a license. It is not going to be copyright striked. Thank you very much, Harris Heller. Thank you all for joining us here in TELARIA, at the Forge, in the Bastion, for Fight Night. Have a good night, stay safe, practice social distancing, and we'll see you in the next fight.